Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to our live event on YouTube. If it's your first time here, my name is Jalen Vasquez. I'm the director of Freelancers Hub, the free co-working space operated by Freelancers Union, located here in Sunset Park. We have a wonderful event for you today. Today, we're going to be talking all about the sick and family leave tax credit. You may also be seeing it advertised as the self-employed tax credit. We'll be joined by Eric Z from United Business Services Solutions to tell all of our members more about it and how to apply and pretty much who can qualify for. It's a good way to get money back and just all about the program. But yeah, you may be seeing different things, especially online, different companies advertising for it. Some may think it's a scam, but it is a legit program by the IRS. We definitely have a link down below to that. And if you are interested to see more on how to apply with us, you can do so at freelancers.org/self-employed-tax-credit. That link is also in the description down below, so be sure to check that out. If you do have any questions for us, you can always email us at advocacy@freelancersunion.org. And don't forget to become a member of the Freelancers Union. It is completely free to become a member. We have various resources, various workshops like this, discounts for members, so many other things. So definitely become a member today. Don't forget, and as always, since we're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and check out some of our past videos that we've done just of other topics. There's a lot of great content there. But yeah, without further ado, let's welcome Eric here so he can tell us more about the sick and family leave tax credit. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Jalen. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, guys, thanks for joining us today. You know, this program, as we discussed a little bit earlier, is developed under the American Rescue Plan Act. It's specifically designed for those self-employed individuals who could qualify for this tax credit. And we could talk a little bit about some of the eligibilities and the qualifications about what this program was designed to do. And so really, it's the government saying that we are allowing self-employed individuals to recoup up to $32,220 for days that they missed work due to related COVID reasons. Some of those reasons can include simple things like illness, symptoms, quarantine, COVID testing. Some big categories include, you know, caring for a family member, caring for a child who was experiencing those things. And it covers all self-employed individuals, you know, those who file Schedule C income, you know, sole proprietors, 1099 contractors, freelancers, gig workers, even single member LLCs can qualify for this program. And what we've done here, guys, is we built a really incredible, streamlined online process that allows any self-employed individual to go online, get an estimate, see if they're eligible or if they qualify. And not only that, but we facilitate the whole process by allowing the claimant to file with our company, United Business Solutions. So we could take a look at that process, but I want to tell you guys a little bit more about the program and what we built here that sets us apart or sets us aside from a lot of the companies that are out there doing this. You know, when we're working with people's tax credits and really sensitive information, when it comes to compliance, I mean, that's something that we got to really be sensitive about. And we've done a lot of work around that in the compliance space to make sure that we cover, you know, not only that we protect our company, but we protect our claimants and we protect our process and those tax credits. So one of the first things we've done is we partnered with Sichenzia Ross. They're our national firm. They are the acting preparers of every single claim going through United Business Solutions, which means that they are actually manually reviewing every single claim for compliance, for accuracy, and signing off on that before it's actually filed with the IRS. This is a huge benefit not only to our company, but to our claimants by having an extra review process, ensuring that everything is done according to the IRS guidelines and the requirements that they want these tax credits to be filed for. As far as our process goes, guys, I'll show it to you guys here in just a second. You'll get a good visual of what every claimant goes through, but it's easy. It's online. You don't need to upload any tax returns. All of our calculations are automated. We have a great automated system and really allows this to be streamlined for the individual. The other thing that we've done that I think is really special is that we've created a direct integration with the IRS, meaning that we are actually pulling the tax transcripts, the financials that are needed to calculate this tax credit. That means that all the information and the calculations that we do are coming from the documents that we're able to obtain from the IRS, and we're not relying on any people's information that they're providing, meaning we're preventing fraud, basically. We're getting the right information to calculate the eligible credits that you guys could be entitled to. And again, this is up to $32,220 per individual for those who missed days of work due to COVID back in 2021. And our process collects all the necessary information in a compliant and secure manner so that we can get you those tax credits. The other huge financial driver for this program, guys, is that we've partnered with Community Bank and Trust. They're an FDIC insured bank with over 200 physical retail locations. And when we talk about tax credits, typically when someone files for a tax credit, they're waiting on a check to come from the IRS. The IRS takes time in processing those tax credits. It can take 6 months, 12 months. We've seen all types of wait times. So when we partner with Community Bank and Trust, we actually are advancing the funds to our claimants in less than 30 days from the time that they're approved. So we're bypassing those long IRS wait times, getting you guys, these freelancers, their money quickly, directly deposited into their bank account from our funding partners, so you guys don't have to wait on the IRS to process your claim. You're actually getting these funds advanced to you before that claim is even processed. So this is a great mechanism to help people quickly. A lot of people can use these funds to enhance their business, to cover previous losses. I mean, whatever really you guys need it for. Our job is to get you those funds accurately and quickly as well. So I want to talk a little bit on the compliance side, guys. When we started this process, we retained the former chief of staff at the IRS as our compliance advisor. He was in that position about 18 months ago. Sorry, guys, let me hide these notifications that keep popping up here. He was in that position about 18 months ago, and he has been our compliance advisor in everything that we do, from the marketing that we put out there, how we calculate this tax credit. We've also partnered with some of the leading companies in the compliance space for identity verification, for anti-money laundering, for bank account verification. Our process is one of the most secure processes for filing tax credits out there. I want everyone listening in to really feel comfortable and understand the amount of due diligence that has gone into this process in order to help you guys get your tax credits. As far as our platform goes, guys, you will see that right now. I'll show you guys just a little bit more of what is the process. What do you need to go through? It's easy, 8-step process you can do from your phone, from your tablet, from a mobile, from a PC. And you basically just follow those steps. We have help tips throughout the process. We have videos that explain each step. It's really guided in collecting the information that we need in order to calculate that credit and get the proper documentation and send that off to the IRS so that we can get you the funds that you deserve. We can even take a look a little bit here. This is the Freelancers Union Sick and Family Leave Credit page. This is where you guys will get access to apply for this program. And again, within minutes, you will see if you're eligible. You'll see how much you qualify for. You don't have to spend too much time to see potentially what you might be eligible for to get back from this tax credit. But as you can see, we're really appealing to the freelancers that are out there, the self-employed gig workers, sole props, 1099 contractors. We talk about the program, what are the qualifications? And again, guys, this is really, if you struggled or faced any of these things during the pandemic and you filed taxes in those years and you had positive net self-employed income, the government is basically saying we are going to supplement those missed days of work that you missed, like due to COVID, right? Symptoms, quarantine, illness. We are going to make you whole. We're going to say, okay, you missed 12 days of work. We are going to see based on your taxes, how much you would have made on any given day. And we're going to get you back that money that you would have made on that day that you couldn't work. That's what this program was designed to do, to help the freelancers and the gig workers out there to recoup those missed days of work that they were challenged and simply couldn't get it done. So there's that. And we can take a look at the process as well. So after you guys get started, after this call, you'll be able to begin by claiming your tax credit. You provide your basic information, and that's going to bring you into our secure claimant portal. As you can see here, here's the 8-step process that you're going to go through. I'm going to explain what these are. You guys can go through them. Everything you do here, guys, is absolutely completely secure and confidential. only for the purpose of filing this tax credit. So first, we bring you through a quick pre-qualification. We ask you guys some simple questions. Did you miss days of work due to COVID? Are you self-employed? Did you file taxes? Really simple questions to understand if this credit is for you. In the next step, in the quick estimate, we give you some basic tools to generate a very quick estimate to determine what you could potentially be eligible for with this tax credit. Once you move on from the quick estimate, we bring you through a more detailed questionnaire asking you which days or how many days did you miss work due to COVID-related reasons. We're going to ask you guys and gals, how many days of work did you miss because you were personally impacted by COVID? How many days of work did you miss because you were caring for a family member that was impacted by COVID? And how many days of work did you miss due to caring for a child who was out of school? And keep in mind, everyone, this can include things like school closures, at-home learning, right? A lot of parents didn't have the time to change their work schedules and miss work because all of a sudden the kids were told to stay home from school and they had to be there to take care of their children and they could not work. Those count as eligible claimable days for this tax credit. The more days you claim, eligible days, of course, the more you can get back in funds along with what you filed in taxes. This is a two-part tax credit, right? It's how many days of work did you miss due to COVID and what was your net positive earnings in your 21 taxes. And both of those categories together is what creates a calculation to determine how much you get back. Once we bring you through that questionnaire, we're going to bring you into step 4 and we verify your identity. That's done with a simple KYC process. I'm sure many people have done that before. We need a valid government issued ID, like a passport or a driver's license, and we match that against the selfie photo so we can verify who we're filing this tax credit for. And that also gives us the authorization in that step to pull your tax transcripts, okay, guys? So that's how we can calculate the credit. Once we get those transcripts back, which is actually an immediate calculation process, we skip the waiting on IRS step, and we bring you into step 6 to calculate your credit. We actually show you guys, I can even show you an example of what that step looks like. I'll jump ahead here so you guys can kind of see that. And we will show you what your tax credit might potentially be. Along with, we're going to tell you guys, as you can see here, I'm in step 6. We're going to tell you if you owe any back taxes to the IRS. Well, guess what? This tax credit, if you do owe any back taxes, will go towards paying those off. So any back taxes or liabilities you owe will be deducted from your tax credit. But that's how quickly we can get you in one sitting your actual calculated credit. And again, that's coming directly from your transcripts. It's like, it's the most accurate information we can provide so you guys can feel comfortable that this is being done in a legitimate fashion. Once you have that, you go ahead and you can verify your bank account, which allows us to know where to send the funds to, right? In order to get you paid, we got to make an ACH deposit to your account. And then in the last step, you're going to sign some documents with us. Of course, you need to give us permission to file this tax credit on your behalf. There are some fees included in that. You will see that in the breakdown in the payment step here. So there are some fees associated with our service, but they're very modest and they're very in line with any other competition out there. Plus, don't forget, we are also getting you the advanced funding if you're eligible for it. So we're getting you those funds quicker. I'm happy to talk about and answer any specific questions if you guys see in the chat to make this a little bit more relevant. But guys, the process is easy. Within a couple minutes, you can see if you qualify, you can get a quick estimate and you can know whether or not you want to take any more of your time to file for this credit. But all of that can be done within just a couple of minutes by using the link provided that Jalen provided for this call. And then also, opting in on the informational page there. So Jalen, I'm happy to take some more time, answer some questions. I'll stop sharing my screen. And hopefully that was a good overview of the program in general.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of great info. I mean, if I was not working during COVID, I would definitely apply for this and just to see if I would get any money back. It seems really great. And especially as a freelancer, like you guys do the work for us for the application process, because I would not have time to do this on my own. So thank you so much for giving that info. I don't think you mentioned, though, is there a date you have to apply by? If you
Yes.
did, maybe I missed it.
Yeah, no, I don't think I did. Guys, yeah, the deadline is quickly approaching. It is April 18th of 2025. So there's a little bit more than a month left here. I believe it's actually 40 days as of today, but you don't want to wait until the last day, because we got to get your tax credit and your files and documents to the IRS. So if you're interested in this tax credit, I suggest that everyone takes action, because the deadline is quickly approaching. A lot of people really, I want to talk about the program as a whole. Some people may have heard of the employee retention credit or other tax credits. And I feel like the sick and family leave credit has really been overshadowed by a lot of these other tax credit programs. A lot of people haven't heard of this. A lot of accountants and CPAs don't know the right criteria or guidelines or requirements to file this. People ask us all the time, can my CPA do this for me? Sure, some of them can, but they need to be up to date on a 300-page stimulus bill that has been revised and revised and revised. So absolutely, we encourage you to check with your CPA. Definitely, our process was made to make it easy for those who want to get it done quickly before the deadline and also be eligible for the advanced funding. That's what our process was designed to do. We want to help, and we've already helped thousands and thousands of freelancers out there, and we want to help as many people as possible.
Awesome. The question just came in. I know you kind of went through it a little bit earlier before, but can you go over again, what sort of documentation or proof do folks have to submit?
That's a great question. So for this program, you're really just providing everything as an attestation, which means that when we're asking you guys which days of work you missed from COVID, it is a self-attestation, which means that the IRS does not require any upfront proof or documentation that you missed days of work due to eligible COVID reasons. Now, that doesn't mean that the IRS cannot request that information later down the line. So we encourage everyone to be as honest and accurate as possible. But to file for this tax credit, you don't need to provide any upfront proof. The one thing that we've done, which I think is incredible, is that we connected with the IRS. If we didn't do that process where we can obtain your tax transcripts, we would have to require our claimants to upload their tax returns. So they'd have to find their tax returns from 21. They'd have to upload them into our system. We would have to review all that information, and then we'd be able to get them a calculation of what they're eligible for. So aside from filling out our application, signing the documents, giving us the information that we need, you do not need to provide or upload any of your own documentation to this process. We generate and handle everything from A to Z to file for that credit, including amending the necessary documents with the IRS as well.
Cool. And I guess within the discussion of, like you said, you just have to be honest with it. Is there any leniency to that? Because 2021 was 4 years ago. I may not remember how many days I was sick. I know I was sick for a good portion, but maybe I was sick for 10 days instead of 9 days. Is there leniency towards that?
Yes. And I want to speak to, as I answer that, I want to speak to, it's not necessarily the fact that you were just sick and you couldn't work. In our process, when we ask you these questions, there's a help tip in there, and it opens a window and gives you detailed guidelines from the IRS of what constitutes an eligible day to claim. It could be you just had symptoms, right? Symptoms of having COVID, or you were told to quarantine because maybe you were exposed, you weren't necessarily sick, or you were staying home taking care of a child, or you were taking care of your brother, sister, mother, father, your immediate family member. So there's a lot of leniency in what constitutes a day that's eligible to claim. But again, you can be, not everyone remembers exactly or has the resources to go back and figure out exactly which days. So it's a self-attestation. You do your best, use your best judgment, and we provide all of those reasons so you can help, understand what a claimable day is.
Got it. That's great. We got another question that came in. Does it matter which year you had COVID, or is it only limited to 2021?
Yes. So the time frame currently is all within 2021. When we actually ask you for those days, as a matter of fact, I think it'd be helpful for me to show this. If that's okay, I'll share my screen again.
Yeah.
Let's go back over here. And so you guys can kind of see.
Bring it back up.
Yeah. So on this step here, let's go back. So here is the step in the questionnaire where we actually, when you guys are selecting the days, we show you a bunch of calendar days that you can simply click on. So there's a limited range. So there's 2 date ranges that you can choose between. January 1st, 21 and March 31st. There's a bunch of days you can select in here. When you click on it, it opens a calendar. And in the next slot, you have between April 1st, 2021 and September 30th. So there's a good amount of months you can choose from, but they're all within the 2021 period. We can see here the days that you personally that you choose that you claim that you were personally impacted by COVID. It's allowing you to claim up to $511 per day claimed in this category. As we move on to the other categories, like taking care of a family member or taking care of a child, there's different amounts that are claimable per day. And again, it doesn't mean you're going to get the maximum $511 per day. That's where your financials come in that allow us to calculate how much does Eric, right, in this case, how much is he going to get back per day that he claims. And it's based on my previously filed taxes. So the IRS can say, this is what Eric would have normally made on these 12 days that he claimed. That's what we're going to give him back for the amount of days he claimed, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm trying to think there's no other questions currently in the chat. I'm just trying to think, is there, maybe, I don't know if you have an answer to this. Is there anything that you see that people don't do correctly, or any tips when people are applying just to either make the process a little bit faster or anything like that?
I think one of the steps in the signing of the documents, we do require we create a document package which you have to download, you print it out, and you sign it with a pen. So unfortunately, the IRS does require wet signatures, is what we call it. You need to actually sign it with a pen. The IRS does not accept digital signatures for this tax credit. And we give you guys a prepaid shipping label to drop that in the mail. I think that's probably the most cumbersome step. We're also used to e-signing and sending everything digitally, that having to download and print this and sign it, put it in an envelope. We give you the prepaid shipping label, drop it in your mailbox. I recommend people don't wait on that. The sooner that, by the way, when you guys mail those documents, that goes to our legal CPA firm to do a final approval process. As soon as we approve it, we mail it out to the IRS to finalize your claim, and we can issue the funds to you once we do that. So if that's sitting on your desk, you want to make sure that you get that over to us as soon as possible. But honestly, the rest of our process is just so streamlined. I mean, instructions are there. I do want to talk about one other thing. We have a really powerful built-in help center into our portal. We have live chat. We have ticket support. We have inbound phone support. We have outbound phone support. We have frequently asked questions. We have a knowledge base. We have help videos. We have help tips in the process. We've done everything we possibly could to try to encourage, educate, and build trust with our claimants to help them through this process. So if you take 30 minutes of your time, the total average amount of time spent in our application is about 30 to 40 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes of your time spent filling out this application, going through the questions, can substantiate a significant, valuable sick and family leave tax credit for you guys. And we're going to do everything in our power, together with our partners, together with our CPA firm, together with our funding partners, to get you the funds that you deserve in the most compliant and secure fashion. So we're very excited to be able to help as many people as possible that deserve this credit. This is your hard-earned money that you could not make during those sick days. These funds are delegated for this tax credit. They are sitting in IRS vaults, okay? And they shouldn't be sitting in vaults. They should be being dispersed to those who actually are qualified and are eligible for this credit.
Yeah, I think that's great. And it's something we always like to do for our members, try to get more money back in their pockets, figure out like best savings that they could do, whether if it's on products or best returns for taxes, especially now with its tax season. Like, don't sleep on this, folks. Like, definitely take advantage when you can. Yeah, and definitely sign documents. Don't wait till like April 15th to mail the documents back to UBS. Like, definitely do it way before then. But yeah, I think that is it. I don't have anything else. Eric, do you have anything else?
No, I want to give a shout out to our team. For the last year, guys, we put in a lot of time and effort into building this process, and we have assigned to you guys every resource to help you get these tax credits. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, you can reach out to Jalen. He's connected with us. We're happy to communicate with you guys. We're happy to do more trainings, do some frequently asked questions calls or something like that. If you guys want to learn more, or you have some questions, or you want to understand our process a little better, we are here and available all the time to ensure that we can answer your questions and make you feel comfortable. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we got one last question that popped in, if that's cool.
Yep.
Question is, if we already have an accountant, can we utilize your business for the tax credit and our own accountant for the personal and business tax?
Technically, there's nothing stopping you guys from downloading some of the documents, not all of the documents that are required. You definitely will get a good feel for the process on what's necessary, but it won't give you guys the full access that you need to go and just hand this off to your accountant. The other thing to keep in mind, guys, is your accountant typically will bill you for the time spent or upfront. The other thing is there's no advance funding, so you could potentially wait, significant amount of months before you see any of those funds come in. Just some things to keep in mind. But I always like to encourage people, check with your trusted financial advisors, to check out our company, look at our process, do your own due diligence. We're here to help.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Eric, for taking time of your day for doing this. Hopefully a lot of our members will sign up. And thank you everyone for attending. If you haven't already, check out the links down below in the description. Like I said, become a member of Freelancers Union. It is completely free to do so. You can do so at freelancersunion.org. And if you do have further questions for us, email us at advocacy@freelancersunion.org. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for other updates. We'd love to see more things like this. We'd love to help you guys get more money in your pocket, give you other resources that are at your disposal that you may not know about. Sometimes we learn about these things as they come, so it's always a surprise to us when we learn that this is a resource. So thank you very much, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.